Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Tara here, and long time no see again. I'm really sorry for not making a video for about like a month now, I would say. I want to be really real with you guys and honest on this channel because I think this channel needs to be... I've already forgotten how to talk to a camera. Oh my gosh, I feel so awkward. By the way, I'm such an awkward person. Okay, so I really want this channel to be a real and honest space and a place where we can all help each other out and everything. But in order for me to be honest and everything, I just wanted to let you guys know I went through sort of like a rough patch this past month, I would say. I haven't been feeling that great, so I felt like I just could not talk to a camera, but now I'm feeling better, and maybe in another video soon I might explain what was going on with me, because as I said, I want this to be a really real place where we can all be honest with each other and really help each other out. But anyway, back to the main focus of this video. Chances are if you've clicked on this, you want to know how many hours to study in a day to be a straight A student, or to get an A star in biology or an A star in chemistry, English, blah blah blah. So basically in this video I'm literally going to tell you how many hours I studied per day when I was doing my A-levels, and I know a lot of people kind of try to skip over the part of exactly how many hours they studied, and I remember when I used to try to look this up, no one would say how many hours they studied, which kind of drove me insane. They would always say that it depends from person to person. Now I do want to emphasize that it definitely depends from person to person so much, but I promise I'll tell you guys exactly how much I studied. But anyway, I just wanted to quickly mention, I know some of you are going to be writing your A-levels soon in England, right? If I'm correct. In England you write in like May, June. So anyone out there who's studying right now and writing their exams soon, I just want to say good luck. I hope the studying is going well. I hope you do really well in your exams, and I have faith in you. I have faith if you work hard, you can do it. Okay, so on to how many hours I studied to do really well. I got straight A's, A stars at GCSEs, and I did really well in my A-levels, blah blah. Okay, so if you didn't know, I homeschooled myself through my GCSEs and A-levels, and in the beginning I would say probably each day I would do about 3 hours of school per day. Yeah, 3 hours a day. And now you have to remember, because I didn't go to school, I would just like read straight from the textbook and study straight from the book, so that's how I did it. And with the homeschooling I literally studied 3 hours a day, and that was it. And then I did nothing on the weekends because rest is so important. Okay, so I know 3 hours does not sound a lot. Actually saying that out loud sounds really terrifying. Literally just 3 hours a day. And as I'm guessing most of you watching aren't homeschooled, or some people call it self-directed learning, you're not used to the fact that when you're studying on your own, it's so quick just to like get through everything. When you're not in class and there are no distractions, the teacher isn't going slowly, you can just like go through the work so quickly on your own. It's amazing. So I literally only did 3 hours a day, I swear. And that way I just avoided burnout. But the thing is, during those 3 hours I worked so productively. Like I really focused. I focused so hard. And then I had the rest of the day free to do dance and skating. I was quite like a sporty person in a sense. I could see my friends. So yeah, it just worked out really well for me. Okay, but then coming on to exam time, as it got nearer to exams, this is when I like amped up the studying hours. And if you guys know my backstory, if you've watched my other videos, you know I try to learn 4 years of chemistry in 1 year. I did GCSE and A-level chemistry all within 1 year because I realized I wanted to study medicine only midway through my A-levels, so I only had 1 year to do 4 years. Okay, so this is when the studying hours kind of got amped up a lot, but you have to remember I was trying to do something really difficult. So instead of being 3 hours per day, maybe it became 4 or 5 hours per day. 5 hours on a good day. This is still just during the year, kind of studying in a more relaxed way. I'd say about 5 hours per day was average, and my subjects, if you're curious, were chemistry, biology and English language. But then I would say about 2 to 3 months before my exams, no, probably 2 months before my exams, this is where it really spiked up. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of ranged between like 8 to 11 hours per day, and that was my complete limit. And I know that if I'd done that for longer than 3 months, I would have been completely burnt out. So yeah, just before exams I was literally studying 10 hours a day, but this is also because I was trying to cram in so much chemistry. Like, my head was kind of exploding trying to learn all this chemistry within 1 year. But the thing is, I wasn't studying 11 hours every day from the beginning of the year, because I wouldn't have been able to sustain that at all. Like, I wasn't used to that amount of studying. But I managed to hold that together for about 2.5 to 3 months, like the 11 hours of studying per day. And also during those hours I tried my best not to be distracted by anything. Like, I would put my phone on airplane mode, just get rid of all distractions. But guys, I also want to really emphasize, and it's so important that you don't get hung up on the hours, because I personally did. Like, when I was stressed, and generally when I do get stressed, I get hung up on little things, like the amount of hours I do. And I remember this one time I was working on entropy and Gibbs free energy within chemistry, and I was literally just reading my notes, sitting there crying, and then my granny came over and she was like trying to console me. She was like, "What's going on, Tara? Like, I haven't seen you like this before." Little did she know this was literally happening every day at this point. It was probably like a month or two before exams at this point. And I was just crying and crying, and she was saying, you know, step away from the work, like calm down, have a cup of tea and then come back to it. And I was like screaming, no, 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 I have to study now, I have to do an hour, I have to do another hour of this. Like, I was really obsessive, and you can see how unhealthy this is. So I was crying, tears falling onto my notes, smudging my notes, and I was saying, no, I have to sit here because it needs to count for an hour. I need to be sitting here for the hour. So I wouldn't get up, I wouldn't turn my head away from my notes, even though I was literally rereading the same sentence over and over because I was crying. Because I was crying, nothing was going to go into my head. I was just rereading the same sentence. But I was telling myself I had to sit there for an hour. So you see how, like, stressed out I became? So unhealthy and so unnecessary. I could have just, for that time, sat down and had a cup of tea and talked to my granny, and then I could have gotten up again and studied. So you can see how none of us are perfect. That's another thing I wanted to say, like, none of us are perfect. These revision YouTubers you see, we are not perfect. I had days where I was like a tornado mess of a person. So yeah, that little story about me crying all over my notes, that kind of thing happens. And if that happens to you, I want to say that's okay. You are human and you're going to get through this. I got past that. I was okay. And I realized how just unhealthy that was, and I needed to stop obsessing about the hours. So instead of saying you have to do 5 hours per day, maybe try set like a little goal. Say, I want to study this chapter today and this chapter today. And even if you don't manage to get through all of it in that day, you can do the rest of it tomorrow. There's always another day. So that's sort of what I did near the end. I said to myself, okay, the next day I need to get through this chapter and this chapter, because I was trying to figure out how much time I had left to do each chapter. So I was setting like little goals for myself. Anyway, so yeah, near the end it was like 11 hours a day. Sometimes with meltdowns and breakdowns in between. But yeah, that is realistically what I actually did. So initially it was only like 3 hours a day. GCSE is probably only 2 hours a day. Then nearer the exams, 5 hours, and then all the way up to like 11 hours just before. So I'm a little bit of a crammer, which is why I peaked up to like 11 hours just before the exams. I'm someone who needs that little added pressure. I'm not someone who studies, like, I've never been able to do 6 hours a day consistently. It's like the 3 hours and then the 11 hours. That's just my personality. So I want to say it's okay. As long as you're getting through the work, do not obsess about the hours. I know it's hard to obsess. You see on YouTube these people who do study with me's, and they study like 12 hours a day, and you think, how did they do that? But honestly, guys, you can actually build up to that amount of studying. It just takes some time. I didn't go straight from 3 hours to 11 hours in a week. It took quite a few months, to be honest. But that's not really realistic. You don't have to do that all the time at all. The only reason I went all the way to 11 hours was because I was doing chemistry in 1 year, and I assure you it would probably only have gotten to about 6 hours a day. Probably would have only gotten to about 6 hours a day if I wasn't doing all that chemistry within 1 year, I'm pretty certain. Because with my GCSEs, I think my peak was about 6 hours a day, not 11. So yeah, I hope this helped you guys, and you can kind of gauge what I did to get the grades that I got. Yeah, so I really hope this video helped you guys out, and just, I don't know, let you know what I did to get the grades that I got. And just remember, we are all unique. And another thing to remember is that each subject does take a different amount of time to study. Like biology, biology came more naturally to me. I learned it quicker. But certain chapters within biology took so long to study. So it's hard to say to yourself, okay, 4 hours on this chapter, 4 hours on that chapter per week. You can't do that because some chapters are going to take longer to grasp and to memorize even. So don't be so hard on yourself. Just as long as you are actually learning the content, I wouldn't worry about hours at all. As long as you can realize you're getting through the content, that you can do past papers and you're getting there slowly, then you will be fine. I just want to tell you guys, you're all going to be fine. I've gotten a lot of comments of people worrying about exams. Are they doing enough hours? Are they doing enough of this and that? And I can see you guys are stressed, and I'm really sorry because I know how horrible that feels. But just remember, if you work hard and you're determined, you will do fine. I promise you'll do fine. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know what, let me know in the comments down below how many hours you study per day currently. I'm just curious to know, because my hours were a mess. as I said, started with 3 hours, ended at 11 hours. I'm just like an in-between crazy person. So yeah, let me know how many hours you are doing in the comments down below, and I really hope you're all having a wonderful day. And if you're studying for exams, good luck. Get back to studying now, or if you're on a break, continue taking your break and then get back to studying. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Okay,